Hi, this is Holly at the Potomac Bead Company. Today I'm going to show you how to make a seed bead and wire bangle bracelet. What you're going to need for this project is some 20 gauge wire. You can use art wire as I am here. You'll also need some 22 or 24 gauge wire and a tube of 6/0 seed beads. The tools that you'll need for this project are a round nose plier and also a cutter. You can use a flat nose or chain nose pliers if you need, but once we get everything going, we'll probably not have much of a need for any other tools. One other thing that is helpful is to take a piece of paper or cardstock, and you want to do it long ways. You want to cut it long ways, and what we're going to do is use this as our guide for our bangle bracelet. So what you'll do with that paper is you'll wrap it around your wrist and get it to a length or an area that's comfortable for you to slide off of your hand, and that's what we'll use for the basis of our bracelet. So what I've done is I've taken our paper mandrel and I've formed 5 coils of 20 gauge wire around that to make our base for our bangle. This should fit pretty well over my hand and my wrist if I've measured it correctly. What I've also done is I've taken some of the 22 gauge wire and I've kind of bound everything together so it stays put and it's not going to come apart. And then also what I've done is I've taken our seed beads and I've gone ahead and pre-beaded our 22 gauge wire. You want to do quite a lengthy piece of wire. I'd say probably 4 feet. It's better to have more than not enough. And what we're going to do is use this place where we bound our 20 gauge wire as the basis for our big wire knot. And that's where we're going to start. So we're going to take our beaded 22 gauge wire and we're just going to start right at the same place where we bound those together, and we're going to get that on there pretty tight. And then from here we're just going to take all of our wire with our beads and we're just going to wrap it around our base. And you're just going to keep going around like that. It does get a little tricky when you're working with a long piece of wire like that, but you can always kind of put your beads where you need them to be before you wrap it. And the goal is to keep it pretty tight, and you don't want to see those base wires. So you just keep wrapping that around like that. And if you have more than enough wire, that's going to make your knot at the end bigger. So, I mean, that's totally up to you. That is a creative choice that you have. So, getting all this wire and beads through there. Almost. There we go. So we're just going to continue around and around with our beads and our wire. If you're standing up, this usually helps because you're dealing with a lot of the wire. Sitting down kind of gets confusing, and well, not so much confusing, but tedious for you. Alright, so we're just going to keep wrapping this wire with the beads the whole way around. So I'm almost done here with my bracelet. You can see that I have the beads the whole way around and took the time to get them all pretty evenly spaced to make sure that you're not seeing a whole lot of wire. I do have a good bit of my 20 gauge wire left here, and then once you get the beads, all of your beads on, you're going to, at this last part, just wrap the wire very tightly around everything, all of your base wires, just a couple times. And then to finish it off, you're just going to keep wrapping and wrapping until you get a big messy wire knot like that on your bracelet. This will make a very cute and very fun focal piece of your bracelet. And you're just going to do this until you run out of your 22 gauge wire. If you would like to make a bigger knot, you can always add another piece in and keep wrapping it but you can just do it very abstract, however you want to do it. You want to try to cover up as much of that base wire as you can. And you can see here that I'll probably have to add a little bit more wire if I'm going to make it a big messy knot like that. And the great thing about this is you can make this focal piece as big or as little as you want. If you didn't want to have this much space for your wire, you could always just add more beads. But you can see we're just going to keep going there till we finally meet that place where we bound our base wires to begin with. And like I said, for me, I would probably add just a little bit more wire to make this knot a little bit bigger and a bit messier. I like the abstract look of it. Okay, so you can see that we've met our binding wires. And then if you meet those and you just want to go back over the center, just keep going like that until you get as much or as little of your wire as you like. And then once you get to the end, just go back and forth until you get to the end of your wire. And then what you're going to do is just go in there with your pliers and just kind of pinch those ends down so it's not going to stab you when you wear your bracelet. Alright, try to get that in there, and you can use your flat pliers for this. I have my round nose here, so I'm just going to take that tail and pull it real tight and press it down in like that. But there you go. There is a quick and easy seed beaded wire bangle bracelet. If you like this, check out some of our other wire working videos, and we'd love to see you in one of our stores sometime. This is Holly for the Potomac Bead Company. Thanks for watching.